Alright, to start out this video, I do want to say, I'm walking around my neighborhood right now, I do want to say, I left this house, I left my house, and I was thinking is like, holy shit, you know, someone would actually, with how likely it is in my neighborhood, how likely it actually is to get beat up or to get hurt if you're wearing pagan clothing or pagan necklaces, and get twice as messed up if you're wearing satanic paraphernalia. I just want to say, man, I am so freaking tired of these people. I'm so tired of it. So tired of this. I just wanted to make a video about religious discrimination, because that's a very big thing, and too bad it's people that are discriminated, like pagans and Satanists and that type of stuff. That's not really, nobody really pays attention to that. All they really pay attention is the Muslims or the Jews or the Christians being discriminated. It's like, sure, those are big fancy religions, but a lot of people, especially in Europe, are not Christian or Jewish or Muslim, because actually the pagan religion is actually starting to get more followers than the Christians in Europe. So yes, and I do live in kind of like a lower class area. Yes, I do. And you know, those type of people tend to discriminate a little bit, because if I've actually never wore my satanic shirt or my Blessed Beast shirt outside of my house or a friend or a family member's house. Because of this, I would get discriminated. Because you hear all the time about Satanists sacrificing babies, and no. It's Satanists kidnapping the babies, and it's the pagans that eat them. I hear that all the time. It's like, discrimination is for real. It's for real. So I don't know. I don't know. Because, like, I can't even wear the clothes I want out of the house, or out of my grandma's house, or out of my friend's house. Because there are a lot of lower class people that would, target you. I mean, you have to understand the lower people here in this world is like, we're gonna teach those satanic people a lesson for wearing their shirts. You know, it's like, and minus the chuckle and laugh part of it. Because, honestly, I don't know. A lot of people do go through discrimination, and a lot of people do. Especially with the overwhelming amount of Christians in this world. The indigenous people, the Native Americans, even the Muslims to the Christians, but specifically the Satanists and the pagans, are the most discriminated, because rumor from mouth to ear is that it's all the same. Pagans are satanic. And, you know, people mix that up a lot in life, and I mean, you can never do what you can do with a whole bunch of discrimination. You happen to be a Satanist or a pagan. Two completely different opposite things, but even if you follow Aleister Crowley's religion, you would still get extreme amount of hate, because your religion's beyond other people's understanding, and it's extreme BS. And I just wanted to make a video about this because I'm sick and tired of this now. I mean, I've kind of felt like that for a long time. It's like, I can't walk around here until I have my equal rights, you know? And that's why I do follow, and I follow the Satanic Temple online, is because they are... Look, here's the reality here of the Satanic Temple. If they start giving Satanists, or if they start fighting for their rights, then they're going to form an umbrella effect to where pagans get the same respect. That's the reality of the situation with the Satanic Temple. Because every single religion that has been demonized or every single way of life has been demonized, it will go under the umbrella of that. And, you know, I see this all the time, and I'm seeing this more and more, and it's people like a call for an uprising and shit like that. It's like, I get it, you're trying to help the world from the false society and all that, but these people, he's literally saying Satanists are quite literally faking it. You don't, and what I learned in this real world is you don't fake a discrimination tale to tell the court. You don't usually fake it. And it's just a way to hit them back. Like, hit them once, and then they kind of like push you off. Saying that they're faking their defense is a good way to hit them back. In Europe, the pagan society has increased, but if you go up and look it up on Amazon or any shopping area, shopping online place, you will actually see that stuff like demonology and Satanism has increased the amount of its literature far more than the pagans have. And so when they say they're a Satanist that needs their rights defended, there really are a lot of Satanists to have their rights protected. That's why the Satanic Temple exists. I mean, come on, look. If you are really in court on the defense with a black eye or black lip or something like that, then hey, you were really attacked. You're not faking anything for this whole thing. You're not faking it. You're not pretending to be victimized. If you go to a court with a black eye or black nose or something, or a broken face, I mean, there's just, for a lack of better word, there just lacks the Christian ethic in modern society anyway. You'd be surprised how little of that there is in this world. The only places that have a Christian essence or aura are by the Christian churches and old folks' homes. It's the only place. Those are some of the only places you ever have a community of Christians. But in today's modern world, you'd be surprised how many kids don't care about any form of modern or proper or any religion. They just want to be themselves. They want to play their video games. They want to play their freaking sports. They want to skateboard and rollerblade. They don't care. That's not real life. That religion isn't real life anymore. You really don't know how it feels to... You know, Satanists were fired from their jobs just for being Satanists. Pagans, too. Anybody that's into occultism, it seems. Because they can say all they want that it has something to do with looking clean or being proper in a proper society. But in reality, it's just because they don't want that shit public. They don't... It's not good to say that. It's not good to... It's not good. It's not good to fire someone just because of their religion, dude. I mean, like, every time I went to work, I had to wear a base clean shirt with no logos or anything. So, yeah. Specifically, there's a reason why they want you to look like a white picket fence type. And it all has to do with the prospect of how the 1980s looked, or the 1950s or 60s looked. White picket fence and proper. You know, I'm gonna say the truth right here. It's the Christians that hate the black people. They not only did they enslave people from Africa, but they punished them into Christianity, whipped them bloody into religion, and these African tribesmen had a completely different religion. And they believed in saints, the saints of voodoo. Look this up. This is a real thing. I just wanted to say this here. It's a real thing. But basically, they believed in saints, which comes from the African voodoo belief system. And it's kind of strange now that most white picket fence Christian types believe in the same saints. It's kind of weird how that happens, huh? Kind of weird how we would whip slaves and steal their ideology, because we don't have any. We just borrow from everybody else. In a normal workplace, you have to wear basic clothes, not because you're an occultist and you defend someone with a satanic shirt. It's because you want to look professional. But many times, people have been fired for having a different faith, for having a completely different belief system, someone that's different. Almost like they want to punish them and say, hey, you can't be different from the rest of the fold. Because look it up, there are really people being fired for, being a Satanist, and that's not cool. It's not cool. People choose what they want to be. You choose. That's what Hogarth said. You choose. Be as powerful as you choose to be. Because in the end, even Iron Giant said, what you choose to be. Oh, Buttercup. Butters. Don't you agree with me? Buttercup? Don't you agree with me? Don't you agree with me, Buttercup? Huh? Oh, you're such a sweetheart.